Greetings and welcome back, Blade fans. Yep, this old sword is here with you. And we got an exciting one for you today. I'm always excited when it comes to knives, aren't you? Yes, absolutely. I'm a knife junkie. All due respect to Bob DeMarco, who coined the word, sort of, and is using it as the name of his channel. I recommend you go out there and see Bob on Thursday nights if you haven't attended Thursday Night Knives. And there is my unabashedly open plug for Mr. DeMarco. Okay, or however you'd like to put that. Kind of at a loss for words this morning. It's early, and this knife was sent to me for review by T.KELL Knives, Tim Kell, a fantastic guy if you haven't got to meet him or work with him, and is developing, designing some absolutely fantastic EDC combat tactical blades of very high quality and toughness. This is the Ops Hawk. It is a little longer than some of the other knives you may be used to seeing, aside from the full-size ones. This is a bit longer and a bit larger, and we've got lots of compares for you today. So I'm going to read you a little bit from Tim's webpage. I'll try not to be too long with it because listening to somebody read something can be long and boring, even if the subject matter is exciting. This is the Operator Series. The Ops Hawk blades are the culmination of a quest to make a blade that performs to the standard of the operations community. They were designed with tremendous amount of input from several of our brethren in the Tier 1 community. The Ops Hawk is the first in this series based on a longer version of the incredibly popular Tonto blade from our Nighthawk. I'm going to show you the Nighthawk in just a moment. We don't just call it a handle, we call it grips because the tool of this caliber needs maximum grip. The grip was designed using our famous Night Series grip. We removed the ring, stretched the length to a full-length grip, and added a slight sweep to help you draw the blade and keep you locked in. Okay, well, I'm not going to read much more, but let's take a look around this blade. It is a little heavier, maybe a little thicker, I'm not sure. We'll check the dimensions in a moment. And definitely a chisel-pointed Tonto. Sounds like he may have some other blade versions coming out in the Ops Hawk. Look at this, what he calls a G10 burl. I think Tim is calling it a burl. Kind of looks like a burl wood, but it is all G10, and he likes G10 over micarta because it is non-absorbent, and I think that's a good idea as well. The steel stamped right on there for convenience of us reviewers is EDC RV-2, and it has his now famous nickel boron finish, extremely slick. I came across the name nickel boron again recently because I picked up a Microtech Glycon. You can see that review on the channel. And it says all internals nickel boron. I think they mean nickel boron coated, as there is no nickel boron parts you can make fully. So they are slickly coated on the inside. A lot of makers are seeing the advantage of this coating, but this is proprietary to Tim and T.KELL. And it is, this thing is heat treated up the wazoo. It's sub-zero quenched, etc., etc. You can read all of the particulars out on Tim's website. This comes with the lashing screws, and he did give me on the, I haven't mounted it, but he gave me a DCC clip, which is what he's offering up, I think, as an option with all of his blades, is the DCC clip. They come in various lengths, so you can actually put this in the pocket and have the handle only protruding. I've actually carried this just in the sheath, like that. And on all of Tim's sheaths, he gives you this jimping, for lack of a better word, to pop that right off. So if you want to slowly slip that sheath off quietly, it wouldn't be like that with it dropping to the ground. You can carry it in your pocket and slip it off and pull the knife out, or you can take it off your belt in a similar fashion, or you can grab it and pull it free. So the handle is, for this size knife, you might consider to be a little thin, but it is just thick enough from side to side, and we'll check that thickness in a moment, that I can curl it right up and lock it in my hand. And look, I got a good inch left over in my medium large hands. Got a thumb ramp there that's not extremely aggressive. There's enough there. You can lie your thumb on the top without too much of a problem. You got a V-grind swedge there that is definitely flatted and blunt, so you're not going to cut yourself, but it aids in penetration because it reduces the friction. We've got about a 50% high flat grind and an extremely sharp edge. I mean, all of Tim's knives come through crazy sharp. Let's get some dimensions on this guy, shall we? Overall length 9, and right to that skull crusher, about the 9.3. Why don't I back out? And you can see what I'm showing you. 9.3. Got a blade length, and you can, this is where you can see the longer blade and length coming in. We got about 4.65, I would call it, not quite 375, and a cutting edge of it's about 4.3. I know some of you don't like it when I get too particular. Who cares about the millimeter partial of an inch? Well, I do. Handle thickness 0.53, so pretty slim for a fixed blade knife. And 0.15 on the blade stock, which is 4 millimeters. Yes, nice hefty blade stock. And I usually am dropping the scale these days. Not usually, but sometimes. We didn't drop it today, so it's all in good shape. Got a 5.955, call it a 5.96. Call it 6 ounces if you'd like. With the sheath, very light Kydex sheath, we get 6.995. So about an ounce for the sheath. Not bad at all. It is made in a taco style, with the fold being down on the edge and slots and grommets up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grommets and 2 slots. Plenty of room there to mount this any way you would like. I told you that it is kind of like a Nighthawk without the ring. So there you go. And there is a tan burl on the micarta G10. And you can see the difference in the overall length and the blade length there on these two. Same blade style, Tonto, maybe a good, coming up on close to 2 inches longer, maybe 1 3/4 inches longer on the Ops Hawk. Do we have one more T.KELL on the table? No, we don't, but that's okay, because I do want to compare this with a few others in this range. Here's the Tamashi, designed by Bob Trezzola and made by Civivi, and it's right in there, slightly shorter overall. One of my favorites as far as ergos and handles go, and definitely a budget knife. By the way, $275 on this. They're out of stock momentarily. They dropped in June, but you can put your order in, I believe, for the next batch. Check out Tim's website, and I'm going to give you that link. Really nice knife designed by Bob Trezzola. Always for comparison, I have the Street Beat handy by Spyderco and designed by Fred Perrin. Quite a bit shorter, quite a bit lighter, and a bit thinner, but an excellent EDC carry knife, tactical EDC, whatever you like. What else have we got? Well, we got a bigger boy here from Cold Steel. This is the Coben, very popular fixed blade from Cold Steel. And that's coming in about 3/4 of an inch longer overall. So you're going to be able to hide that a little better if you're dropping it into the pants. Beautiful tanto on the Cold Steel. It's an extremely popular lightweight carry knife as far as Cold Steel goes. Here is the Unme, new one I picked up from RMJ Knives. USA made, by the way. Yes, Tim's knives are all made in the USA. He is located in Georgia. A little shorter on the Unme, kind of an upswept Japanese style, trailing point a bit, like about 1.5 inches shorter maybe, with a blade about 1 inch shorter. Beautiful knife, love it. And they did some really fantastic things here with this 3D milling. This is Magna Cut, with a heavy stone wash on that guy. And comes in an excellent Kydex sheath with a scout carry setup. What else we got? Well, we got the Wreck Heart here from Artisan. Kind of a popular design, of a bayonet looking kind of a knife. And that's a bit longer. Nice ergonomic handle on this. When you pick this up, you can just hold it any way you like. And no, that's not sharpened on the top edge, of course. We've got a fuller down the middle. That is the Wreck Heart. And I think that's our comparisons for today, except why not throw a Griptilian out there? There's a Griptilian for compare. And a Griptilian is about 1.5 inches shorter when it's opened, and about 1 inch shorter blade, 1.25 inches shorter blade. That's quite a few compares for today. And Tim says these are designed to cut flesh and not paper, but we're going to try a paper cut because I'm encouraged. I feel this might do very well on paper, so stand by. Alrighty, here we go. First of all, is it Piercy? Oh yes, it is. That is a Piercy point. Check that out. And will it cut? I believe so. Of course, for field use, you don't want a fine razor edge. And I'm not saying this isn't. This is, I can just feel the way it picks up the skin on my finger that it wants to bite. If you are looking for a tactical field knife or something you're going to carry with you wherever, that nickel boron coating is going to prevent rust to a great degree, and the steel, the ADCRV 2, is it? Yes, ADCRV 2 is a really, really tough steel that holds an edge. So you will learn a lot more out at Tim's website. I will be giving you the link. And there we have today another great T.KELL knife, the Ops Hawk. Check out his catalog. You may find something else you like in place of this or in addition to this. You know if you need this kind of knife. And there's a lot of people out there that have made that decision. So that is T.KELL Ops Hawk. I keep wanting to say Nighthawk. T.KELL Ops Hawk. Hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give it a like. Be well.